Every time there's a shooting and it's a white man, notice the silence around race. When it's a black man, Latino man, Asian man, that detail comes out front and center before the name's even released. Black male suspect, Hispanic suspect, suspect of Asian descent. They put the race in bold, underlined italics like that's the damn headline itself. But here, 40-year-old suspect. No race, no description, just suspect. That omission is the description. That's the tell. Because if it had been anybody other than a white man, they would have been sure to paint that picture instantly. And that is a dog whistle of white privilege. You see, whiteness gets to be faceless, raceless, just an individual, while everybody else gets racialized. The bigger point is that yet another church was shot up. A so-called sanctuary violated again, just like black churches have been for centuries, targets of white violence. That same political violence that they tried to condemn when it came to CK. Just like mosques, synagogues, and temples too. The cycle keeps repeating because America won't face itself. Now, in America, guns are sacred, whiteness is protected, and non-white lives, expendable.
My family and I attended church this morning at our normal church in Grand Blanc, Michigan. And during our service, we were informed that the church down the road was currently on fire and that there was an active shooter and a possible bomb, and that we needed to take safety precautions to exit our building and make it home. One person did this. That building is burnt to the ground. It's gone. Multiple lives lost from one human being. And this is not the most important thing, but now I feel a sense of fear in my own worship place, which is supposed to be my safety place, to put my kids in their Sunday school classes. To attend church in general is now a new fear unlocked in the United States of America. My heart and my thoughts and my prayers go out to these families and this church family. I'm so sorry that somebody did this to you. I am so sorry. And I'll be praying for America.
So a Sunday service worship turned into a terror attack at Grand Blanc Township, Michigan, where a young man pulled up with a pickup at the Church of the Latter-day Saints and opened fire at the congregants and later set the church ablaze. The young man, identified as Thomas Joshua, was 40 years old and he was a former US Marine. He was later killed in a violent attack with the police. So guys, if today is your first time of coming across our video, do well to subscribe to our channel. Tell us what you think about this particular video in the comment section, and please do ensure to like and share the video to help the channel out.
So we found out who the murderer up in Michigan in the LDS church shooting slash whatever the hell you call it when they drive a truck up into a church is. So Texas Paul, hope your coffee's as good as mine. Hell, I hope it's better. Just to be clear here, a conservative Mormon gun-toting groiper freak eliminates a third-rate conservative influencer in a horribly heinous way. So the vice president and the president of the United States run around to anybody that'll listen saying that, oh, it's liberals somehow that are responsible for this. Liberals. So Thomas Sanford up in Michigan hears this message, and he happens to be a fan of that third-rate influencer. And he takes his flag festoon truck out of his driveway with the Trump sign on it and drives it into what I can only presume he now thinks is a liberal church, since it's Mormons. They are not liberal. Mormons are highly conservative people. Ask Mitt Romney. And drives his truck into that church and opens fire. And we're still trying to find out how many. Some were reporting 2 people dead. Some people are reporting 3 dead, 8 injured, 9 injured. We don't know how this is going to play out. But I do know that the conservatives are having a problem amongst themselves. And I'm just going to take a step back as a liberal, and I'm going to suggest you, my liberal brothers and sisters, take a step back also and let them sort their shit out.
Hey, what's up, America? Update on the Michigan church shooting. So what we know right now is that 10 people were shot in total. 2 of them died, including one who died at the hospital. Like I said earlier, one girl was shot in the back. No word on that yet, but she was young. And the guy that did it was a 40-year-old Army veteran. This is 40-year-old Thomas Jacob Sanford. This is the guy that drove his GMC truck into the side of a Mormon church, got out and started shooting random people, hitting 10 of them, and then he was killed from outside, from what I understand. Not sure if it was a parishioner or a cop at this time, but he was taken out, not self-inflicted. Now, the number of victims may increase. Witnesses say that there were 2 elderly men lying on the ground outside, possibly shot as well. And they're still searching because, as you know, the church was on fire and burned to the ground also. Oh, they're now saying that he was shot and killed by police, by the way. The bomb squad is currently investigating suspicious items on church property, believed to be an IED. And that's what we know so far, a total fucking shit show. No reason or motive yet, just felt like killing, I guess. What the fuck?
An active shooter has entered a church in Michigan, a Mormon church to be specific, released gunfire. Several people were injured, and there are more suspected victims in the building, but the building is currently on fire. You guys, it's not time to be a lukewarm Christian anymore. Churches are being targeted, whether it's the church that aligns most with your denomination. I think that is completely irrelevant. So let's not even go there in this case. These are people that were going to church with their families, and this should not have happened. You know, you go to church with your family thinking you're going to have a peaceful time in the presence of God, and then you're going to be able to go home and eat lunch with your family. And that wasn't the case for many of these people. So keep praying for our nation. This is absolutely devastating.
Breaking news again. I'm getting tired of this shit. Another mass shooting happening in Grand Blanc, Michigan. Grand Blanc, Michigan is a suburb of Flint, Michigan. It is like an hour drive north of Detroit. Authorities are saying a man, 40-year-old man who was not here with us, drove his vehicle inside of a church, then began opening fire on the people, leaving 1 dead, 9 wounded, right? Then he set a blaze inside of the church, then got into a gunfight with the police. He didn't make it out. But this is crazy because what the fuck is going on? Another mass shooting. I think it's been a mass shooting every fucking day. Every day. Now, what I don't want to hear is people saying, oh, it's the left, it's the right. We have a clear issue here. 1 dead, 9 injured. Mass shooting happened in Grand Blanc, Michigan.
Wanted to give you guys another update when it comes down to this horrific attack that ended up taking place at that church in Michigan. So they have since released the suspect's name. In this case, his name is Thomas Jacob Sanford. He is, in fact, an Iraq War veteran. He is also a registered Republican. There was a lot of people talking on social media. As soon as they ended up seeing the photographs of the truck, they knew exactly who this person was. They said that this person would show up on a regular basis at MAGA rallies. Not saying that this is any sorts political or anything like that, you guys. This is more than likely some sort of PTSD moment, but let me know your thoughts and your comments over this way, because there was a lot of people that were speculating that this person was in fact a Democrat, a liberal, someone on the left, when in fact that was completely wrong. They were all the way on the right side of things. So let me know your thoughts and your comments over this way. But once more, you guys, thoughts and prayers go out to the families and the victims of this tragic event. Thanks, you guys.
It was a Sunday morning in Grand Blanc, Michigan, when peace inside a small church was shattered by violence. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, a quiet house of worship on McCandless Road, became the center of tragedy when a gunman opened fire during a service. According to police, the first calls came in shortly before 11 a.m. Witnesses reported hearing multiple shots and seeing worshipers diving for cover. Panic filled the sanctuary as families rushed to protect loved ones and officers sped to the scene. Within minutes, authorities confirmed that the shooter was down, but by then, the damage was already heartbreaking. Multiple people had been struck and victims were rushed to area hospitals. Their exact number and conditions have not yet been released, but officials confirmed there were several injuries. As emergency responders worked to help the wounded, another disaster unfolded. The church itself went up in flames. Thick black smoke billowed into the sky, visible for miles. Fire crews described it as a fifth alarm blaze, one of the most intense in recent memory. Reports said parts of the building collapsed, making rescue efforts even more dangerous. Local outlets captured dramatic images of firefighters battling the inferno, while paramedics carried victims away. Police urged the public to stay clear of the area, but reassured residents there was no longer any active threat. Federal agencies, including the ATF and FBI, quickly joined the investigation. Authorities have not released the shooter's identity or the motive behind the attack. For many in Grand Blanc, however, the symbolism is hard to miss. Worshippers have already begun calling it an attack on Christians, a strike at their faith in a place where they should have felt safest. Community members are shaken, yet they are coming together in the face of tragedy. Local leaders are preparing vigils, offering support for the families of the victims and for the congregation that lost not only lives but also their sacred building. The tragedy in Grand Blanc is now part of a painful national conversation. In recent years, churches across America have faced threats, from vandalism to shootings, leaving believers wondering how to protect their sanctuaries. This incident adds to growing concerns about the safety of religious spaces in the United States. For now, the investigation continues, the victims are being cared for, and the community of Grand Blanc is left to pick up the pieces of what should have been a peaceful Sunday morning. A day meant for prayer has become a day remembered for fire, fear, and heartbreaking loss.
Every time there's a shooting, and it's a white man, notice the silence around race. When it's a black man, Latino man, Asian man, that detail comes out front and center before the name's even released. Black male suspect, Hispanic suspect, suspect of Asian descent. They put the race in bold, underlined italics like that's the damn headline itself. But here, 40-year-old suspect. No race, no description, just suspect. That omission is the description. That's the tell. Because if it had been anybody other than a white man, they would have been sure to paint that picture instantly. And that is a dog whistle of white privilege. See, whiteness gets to be faceless, raceless, just an individual, while everybody else gets racialized. The bigger point is that yet another church was shot up. A so-called sanctuary violated again, just like black churches have been for centuries, targets of white violence. That same political violence that they tried to condemn when it came to CK. Just like mosques, synagogues, and temples too. The cycle keeps repeating because America won't face itself. Now in America, guns are sacred, whiteness is protected, and non-white lives, expendable.
Yo guys, thank you for watching the video. I would like to say that nowhere is safe again in this country because people are getting unalive even at the place of worship. Yes, 4 people were at least confirmed dead and 8 other people was wounded in the fire and gunfire. Some bodies were found on the chair remains. The FBI has also said that they are investigating this to know what caused the matter, if the church was really targeted as or a mistake that happened. So guys, please do well to tell us what you think about this particular video in the comment section, and if today is your first time of coming across our video, do well to subscribe to our channel so that more news about what is happening in our country will pop up your screen, and please like and share the video to help the channel out. You're welcome.